This is kind of interesting as well. Some more free agents from playoff teams, projected landing spots. This is from CBSSports.com. Gabe Davis, projected team the Browns. Likely to draw outside interest as a top flight if inconsistent speedster. Old coordinator Ken Dorsey is now in Cleveland. And then they also go with Fletcher Cox, projected team Browns. Actually looked refreshed on an otherwise sad 2023 defense. Is it turn the page time in Philly? And how about a reunion with old friend Jim Schwartz? Both of those do make sense. Gabe Davis was a guy that used to show up. You know, they called him Big Gabe, Big Game Gabe, because playoffs, big games, he used to make huge catches.
Yeah, I mean, once again, when you have these kinds of connections, when you've got someone that Ken Dorsey coached, when you've got someone that Jim Schwartz coached and loved, and vice versa on the parts of the players, then there's always going to be that natural connection. But, you know, the front office obviously is going to have to feel the same way. They're going to have to look at it and say, yeah, this is a fit. And so we'll have to see with some of those guys. You know, I don't know. You know, that they have room for a Fletcher Cox on this team right now. I think they're pretty happy with, you know, their defensive front for the most part. I don't know if a big money acquisition is what they're going to be going for there. But, you know, we'll have to see. And then again, from a receiver standpoint, if they do add a receiver in free agency or in a trade, I would have to think that it would be one that is not going to break the bank. You know, they'd have to add someone more in that mid-level range of wide receivers because, again, Amari is kind of up there.
Would you imagine it's kind of a bigger body guy? It seems like, you know, and I'm thinking DeAndre Hopkins, you know, that, and even in college, like a Mike Williams, Deshaun seems to have, you know, that 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" guy. He puts it up there and finds a way to let him go get it.
Well, that is true, but the Browns do also have a tendency to use their tight ends in that way. So, you know, David Njoku is almost more like that, you know, that big body receiver. So if you don't end up with one like that, you do have David that is really in your pass catching group, almost in your receiver group. So, you know, they could go for a guy like that, but if they don't, they already have one.